Welcome back to In Doug's Garden, brought to you by the Davey Tree Expert Company. And as always, thank you so much for taking time away from your garden to come see mine. Today's number one visit is going to be out to Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens to see the summer garden show. We'll answer your questions, show you a great plant to grow, and maybe something else too. So let's go. You should grow this. Really? Well, last week we talked about another marigold that I love called Superhero Spry, but I grew these Mr. Majestic from seed, from Kitchen Garden Seeds, and I just love this pinwheel design on the flowers. And then, as always, marigolds, I love that fragrance. So try this out, it's a beauty.
My question is, we're taking out some privets in our backyard as a privacy fence, sort of, and because it's an invasive species. And we wanted to see what we could replace it with. What would be a good plant to replace it with?
Well, I talked to Bob, and there's one problem he does not have, and that is deer. So there's lots of choices for screening. Anything from the Arborvitae family. If you want something that stays kind of small, there's one I did a story on called Emerald Squeeze, which is really cool. Only gets 12 to 15 feet tall. But viburnums, tall boxwoods would work. Anything from the spruce family, cedar family, the red cedar family. And I sent him a message with lots of other deciduous things, but I think evergreen. The funny thing is, his wife's a master gardener. I'm sure she has ideas, but we'll see between us how it works out. We have a special treat for you. We're taking a field trip to Phipps to go under the sea. Follow us. Welcome to Phipps Conservatory and Botanical Gardens. It is one of my favorite places in the world, and I'm with one of my favorite people in the world, Jordyn Melino. She is Associate Director of Exhibits here, and she does most of the shows, designs them, and I got a little hint of this maybe a year ago, just the name of it. And so tell us the name of this amazing exhibit.
Under the Sea. This is our summer flower show display running all summer long, and boy was this a fun show to put together. And it's been a year and a half in the making, like you said. But really fun sea creatures await in every single display room. Lots of really wonderful colors and textures in the plants that feel like they belong under the water, and just lots to see here.
Tell me about this guy behind us.
Oh, the octopus's garden here. This is a giant 8-foot wide octopus that we created using Fittonia. Fittonia is a very small leaved plant, and it has red leaves, so it creates that really great color of the octopus. And then of course we added giant eyeballs and some tentacles to bring it to life.
How is that planted in? What is it planted into?
So we used a frame that has essentially 8 arms, and the frame is a metal frame, and we stuffed the frame with sphagnum moss, which is a plantable medium. And then from there we can actually plant into it with plugs of the plants and let them grow out back in our greenhouse. Now, to get it from the greenhouse to here, we had to fold up the arm, so essentially it was like a big spear, and then roll it out, and then install it in the bed, and then release the kraken, release the arms for it.
All right, well, show us around. But for this tour, we were joking before we got here. My name is Doug Oster. All right, come on.
Just for the purposes of this show.
Let's go. Tell me a little bit about what's above us.
Overhead, as our guests walk in, there's a beautiful swaying sea of colors and textures. Lots of blues and greens. And all these ribbons feature different textures. Like I said, we hand crinkled all of these pieces. And all of this ribbon overhead was repurposed from previous shows, which we feel very good about. I love these jellyfish too.
I do too. I love the blue jellyfish. Incredible. I know you love blue.
I do love blue.
And I love blue too.
Flowers.
Oh, it's so nice.
These look absolutely spectacular at night too. So when we're open on Fridays until 10, this room is totally transformed.
Nice. Well, this is fun.
Yeah, in our Victoria pond, it's kind of a larger than life view of the ocean underwater. And look at these, 30-inch wide jellyfish hanging overhead. These are all planted in succulents. This is Echeveria Pearl von Nuremberg and Dichondra to help make those jellyfish tentacles.
That is so cool.
And then 5 oversized seahorses in here, all planted in succulents. And these seahorses, the frames themselves are on loan from our neighbors at Franklin Park Conservatory. So just 3 hours away from us. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So talk a little bit about searching for plants that fit the theme.
Oh, this was so much fun to design. And of course the show has to be all about the plants too. So, you know, finding those plants that either look like sea creatures, this is called Alocasia mythic stingray with an amazing leaf, but also the colors and textures that might represent things that you would find in the ocean too.
Tell me about discovering this. How did you know that there was a mythic stingray plant around? Did you know of it, or did you search it, or did someone tell you? How does it come about?
I've seen this plant before. We brought it in, but really just used it in containers and as accents. And I think just in my mind, I have this catalog of unusual plants that I've been waiting until this theme to really all put together.
Oh man, that is perfect.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible. You gotta be kidding, that is great.
Every room is so fun, I'm telling you.
So I see the shrimp plant, right?
Uh-huh.
My cousin Dave Oster. And come on, that is just amazing.
Oh, the walruses
Yeah.
are great. Here we've created topiary walruses out of dried plant material. Their bodies are made out of cocoa fiber, which is a made fiber out of just like those cocoa hairs that come off of the palms. The whiskers are palm fruit bunches, and the tusks are actually carved from the branch or the stem of a palm frond.
I just like how the way they're moving, you know, that's
Yeah.
so cool. With just the fan moves them around a little bit. Oh, that's just amazing. And then my cousin here,
Your cousin
he's interactive,
here,
right?
Yes. A walrus's diet consists of a lot of clams and oysters. Of course, we wanted to have a giant clamshell in here. And of course, we wanted to make it fun. So please, by all means, push the button.
Oh, it's so much fun. Oh, look at the size of that pearl. Well, is the plant named after the show, or is the show named after the plant?
Which one came first?
Yeah, the
well,
plant
this
did.
Came first. Yeah. This is a cultivar of Coleus called Under the Sea Lime Shrimp. There's an entire Under the Sea series, and you can tell why it's called lime shrimp. Just a really cool foliage texture, and it pairs very well with this red shrimp plant. This is Justicia.
And you're leaving the flowers on?
Yes, love that blue.
Oh,
you know I'm a sucker for blue flowers.
And me too. And what a great combination. And then right behind us,
Right behind us, we have a series of swimming fish through the planters. And I love this bird's nest fern. This is Asplenium crispy wave, but really gives that kind of under the sea
it looks
feel
like
too.
seaweed, right?
Looks like seaweed.
Oh, it's so cool.
And then above us, we have a school of fish chandelier.
How does that come about? How do you find all the fish?
We made all the fish.
You've made them all?
Made all the fish. Laser cut.
Oh,
Sure did.
that's cool.
We actually made the whole chandelier.
Wow. So Jordyn, even though this is a rather friendly looking shark, I have to tell you, my grandkids were a little scared.
Oh, no. Well, you know, what under the sea theme wouldn't be complete without a shipwreck? And of course here we have this animatronic shark coming out of the shipwreck. It's very fun. And we try to make it a little slightly less menacing than an actual
Nubby
shark.
teeth, smiling, it's
Nubby
okay.
teeth, little bit of a smile, you know.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
And I was just telling a colleague, one of the weirdest work days I ever had was putting the accents and the details on this shipwreck. And, you know, we had to make these old looking sails for this shipwreck to make it look like it's been underwater forever. And, you know, my coworker and I are up here with a big old roll of canvas. We're cutting this canvas to pieces and we start mixing and throwing mud on the canvas and smearing it in to make it look old. And it's quite perfect.
Well, shrimp plant and
This is string of turtles. It's a type of peperomia. And I'm a plant nerd, so these little botanical details just get me. And I look at these leaves. They look like little turtle shells.
so string of turtles is just something that was in your brain that you knew about?
Yes. And then of course we have a turtle themed room here too, so it was an obvious pairing.
What was the best part?
Seeing every room, it was really cool. It reminded me of The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. What brought you to the show? Why did you think it was going to be good?
Because I really like summer, and I thought that this would be really cool because it's under the sea, and I really like the sea.
Well, Jordyn, this is unbelievable.
You could say this room is unbelievable.
Ouch. But actually, this is just so
The
beautiful.
look of coral reefs with actual coral sponge stone that we've used here. Lots of oranges and corals and yellows to make up that reef color. Dried plant material to look like coral
The
reefs.
fish,
Of
fish.
course, the
Man, that
fish.
is so
Of
beautiful.
course,
And
the
that
fish.
looks like coral, this plant here.
Absolutely.
Oh, this is just great. Well, let's talk about the giant whale in the room.
I know, right? This is a 16-foot sculpture created by artist Sayaka Gons, and she drove it all the way here from Chicago and helped us install it in this room. And it creates quite a showpiece that you can see also from outside as well.
So how long does the show run?
This will run through early September.
It is absolutely fantastic. I'm loving it. What do you hope that people get out of visiting this show?
Oh, I hope that they really enjoy all of the various creatures that we've created in this show. We've really put a face to this show, and it's just so fun. And I hope they pick up on some of those botanical details that I've hidden throughout the show.
And find the lobsters.
Find the lobsters too, all 8.
As always, thank you so much. Now it's time for Talking Trees from the Davey Tree Expert Company. I'm joined again by Rob Kruljac. He's an assistant district manager at the North Pittsburgh office of the Davey Tree Expert Company. And today we're talking all about spotted lanternfly. I saw my first nymph today, but just one. You know, last year this time I had them all over the place. And this is the Tree of Heaven. And as you can see, they were all over it last year.
Yeah, the remnants of the sooty mold here are, you know, surprising, but that's like probably the biggest problem we're facing with these insects right now. That's what's bugging everybody about them, if you will, is the sooty mold that they produce, and that grows a fungal disease called sooty mold. Well, yeah, and it can kill the plants under the undergrowth. It covers your car, your patio furniture, pretty much anything in its path, and it becomes really gross.
So talk about the problems, other problems with the spotted lanternfly. This is its #1 tree, right? Which we don't care about, right?
Exactly. It's an invasive against an invasive, which is kind of nice. So we can use these as trap trees where we know that those insects are coming to feed on it. So we can use a insecticide injection on the tree. So as the mouth parts pierce the bark and the vascular tissue, we'll be killing those bugs off.
And their excrement is that honeydew,
Yes.
which when that drops on the ground turns into this sooty mold. Sometimes or always?
Always.
Always, okay.
And the sooty mold or the honeydew actually also like attracts your insects that are looking for, you know, nectar, bees, stinging insects. A lot of times, you know, come in for that sweet.
So I've had people ask me to come to their property and identify this tree so they can take it out because they don't want it. They think it's bringing in the spotted lanternfly. My theory is leave it, like we said, as a trap tree, and so it's not on your maple or your grapevines.
Right.
So maples, grapes, anything else that is an issue?
Those are the main ones, and the viticulture or the vine industry is really the one that would suffer the most, it seems, from the damage that these bugs can do.
So for homeowners, what I'm doing when I can reach them is using horticultural oil, and that seems to be doing the trick on them. Like you said, though, if it's a big maple tree over your deck, you got to inject something in that tree. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to enjoy that deck, or it's going to get in your car, whatever it might be.
Right, especially overhanging the driveway, that sort of thing. That honeydew will just rain down all summer long. So.
But other than that, they're not doing the amount of damage that we thought they would, right? They're not killing much.
Right, it's not like the woolly adelgid that is killing our hemlocks or oak wilt, some other things. Ash borer, great example. Kills the ash trees. These we were worried about it, but we're finding out it's maybe not as big of a concern in that regard as before.
And who's this?
This is Easy. It's my 10-week-old puppy. He's a mix, part Weimaraner, 50%, and then 50% good old-fashioned mutt.
Well, we're gonna see if my dogs like your dog better than they like you, because they don't like you.
No, they don't. No, I've been working on it though. I'm trying.
All right, let's see what happens.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Guys. Hi guys. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Well, we're almost all friends. It's gonna take another half hour, but other than that, we'll work on it, right?
Yeah. We'll get along.
Good thing you brought some treats.
Yeah, exactly. Whole pocket full. Come on.
For more information about everything we talked about today, go to dougoster.com. I've got lots of cool videos there, some fun garden content. And do me a big favor, subscribe, comment, or like or all three, I'd really appreciate it. Until next week, keep planting. We'll see you then.